I have this theory that God has, in fact, had a stroke. Possibly brought about by the stress of his son dying so young.
Well, whose f***ing fault was that?
Yeah, well, exactly. So, you know, he did certainly have residual feelings of guilt about his role in the matter. Not all fathers suffer from that, I guess, but...
he was guilty. Under the rules of the day, he was guilty.
I'd nail the her up again if I got the chance. He cost us a lot of market share, that's all. And if that routine is wrong, Lord, strike me down now. Bit of a high-risk gambit. But I think God really needs to sort himself out. He's only ever credited with natural disasters. People say this is God punishing us for the way we live. If this is how God punishes the human race with natural disaster, and look where he sends his biggest and worst catastrophes, the only conclusion he can possibly draw is that God is racist. He clearly hates Africa, and Asia is generally bottom of his Christmas card list. Now, of course, God's supporters would then spring to his defence and say, well, he's from a different generation. Doesn't understand the issues. But I really think it is time now for God to do something, because he's done absolutely nothing for 2,000 years now. Right. He's been sat around on his big, fat, lazy, celestial arse doing Jack K shit for 2 solid millennia. And it's...
Oi! Zaltzman, take that back. That is a slur.
God.
Sorry.
God, you're undercutting your natural authority.
Yes, I've had 2 antihistamines. God is allergic to, nuts.
You shouldn't have fucking invented them.
Well, that's God for you.
Well, I just think, you know, your work has been really disappointing. I mean, the 20th century was a complete f***ing mess. It was 2 stars at best, and it read like a 1. And you've not really started the 21st century any better than that. It's pathetic.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Well, why don't you take a look in your pocket?
Ooh. What's he done? What's in your...
Yeah.
Wow. Well, what... What's that?
That is my latest divine creation.
Looks like a tomato.
Tomato.
You've invented that before? Oh, man. Sake.
Well, what do you say, God? What do you say? Tomato, potato.
Let's call the whole thing...
Boom!
Let's call the whole thing a little red squishy...
Wow. God, G-Unit just went blue.
It went blue. That's the bluest thing he said since telling Abraham to chop the end of his wang off.
Now that was one of a stag do. You don't need it when you're married, you don't need it when you're married. Am I right? I'm right.
Oh, Jesus, this could come up against us at the pearly gates.
Ooh. Well, to be honest, John, in your film career you've done worse. So...
250 million and counting. The Belgian and the Spanish are still going back for more number 1 in Turkey.
And the cost of all the counselling for all the people who've seen it as well. You know, it's just one factor. But God, just looks like an ordinary tomato. We've invented that before. It's just not that impressive.
Oh yeah. But this tomato has got a yolk.
Ooh.
I am halfway to creating the complete all-in-one breakfast. All I need now is to whack it in a couple of mushrooms, a hash brown, and wrap a bit of bacon around it. Well, maybe not bacon for you two.
I think bacon's delicious and I'd eat it now.
You can't fight that evidence, John.
If that was directed to me, I couldn't quite hear it, and from where I currently am, I cannot see the stage.
Really? Really? I thought you could see everything.
No, I am everywhere. I can't see everything.
Yeah. So, to be honest...
It's a loophole, and it's a bloody nightmare at times. It's actually the explanation for all the natural disasters.
To be honest, God, I mean, you've been quite unlucky. You are the first person in history who's ever tried to get to an Oliver and Zaltzman gig and not been able to see it.
That's just a fact.
So,
Well, thanks for coming. God.
thanks.
Thanks for coming, God.
Thanks, God.
No problem.
Best, what do you think of the show?
Whoa! What was that noise?
Well, it's not really my sort of thing. I find political comedy a bit preachy, to be honest.
We've tried.
That's a bit fucking rich coming from you. Fuck's sake. I said this, I said that, do this, do that.
If that's an impression of me, Andy, it's not strong. Andy, why don't you do one of your other impressions?
All right, Lord.
I command it! Do your Marvin Gaye!
All right. Here it is, Marvin Gaye. Hello, Dad. You look cross.
And God rested.
So that bring back any memories of your own son? So, anyway, bad parenting. Bad f***ing parenting.
Oh, you're a fine one to talk, dragging the family up to Edinburgh for a week and a half.
Well, they always wanted to see Russell Kane. You know,
It's a fair point. He's getting strong write-ups even now. The year after the award is a tough year. God should know. What do you do? What do you do? Do you capitalise? Do you try something different?
God, in many ways, God, I think you've showed people the way and what not to do. God, you had it all a decade ago, God, and you pissed it up the wall.
Well, God thinks you should f*** off. You Yankee Doodle shitbag.
well, thanks for coming to the gig, God. Thanks very much.